Hey, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, comment. Let me know where y'all from and who you rocking with, who you a fan of. Let's get started, man. So they done kicked out Gotti, Moneybagg, CMG. They can't come to the Memphis Grizzlies game because the officials are saying that they gonna make John Morant and then basically get distracted and have something happen where they can't have no people who's involved in any kind of street things courtside in the NBA game because they already got problems with the players being too comfortable and being in that limelight to where they don't want the players seeing that and thinking that after the playoff game that they could go hang out with them and do something with them, because what that's going to do is put all the risk on John Morant if he has something happen. Y'all seen what just happened to Mikey Williams, man. He's supposed to be the #1 pick, and now dude got 5 attempts right now. And so the whole situation with John Morant that happened before, and we already know he was hanging out and cooling and kicking it with Moneybagg, CMG, all that. He been listening to all the NBA YoungBoy. So now they're making it to where first of all, the Memphis Grizzlies starting it. They're going to probably try to restrict all the rappers and the CMG dudes that be coming in. And it's like not all rappers, because they only going to be banning the ones who is bringing a certain type of attention. Like they don't want nobody had anything to do with the Dolph, because the last time when the Memphis Grizzlies, they played that Dolph track when Gotti and Moneybagg and all of them was sitting on the court side, they did that on purpose because they know that Dolph was supposed to perform at all the Memphis games, and he was supposed to perform at the Tennessee Titans games and everything like that. But then once everything happened at the Makita's Cookies, and Dolph couldn't do that no more because he already got sent up. And so that's when Gotti, Moneybagg, and them came in and tried to take those deals that Dolph had, because they really was rocking with Dolph in the Memphis Grizzlies and everything like that. That's why they was playing his music while they had the dancers, choreography, dancing, Memphis juking and everything, because everybody knows that when you think of Memphis, you think of the Memphis juking and you think of Young Dolph as the king of Memphis. And so that's why they were rocking with Dolph way more than they were rocking with Gotti. So, but then they needed a replacement, and these were the guys that was left. And so anybody that been paying attention and looking at it, you got to understand the jealousy, the greed, the envy that they had on Dolph, because he was making things happen already. He already had his businesses doing big time. If you look at it now, the CMG guys, they just now starting their businesses. And so basically people of Memphis is still looking to get justice, and basically anybody that had anything to do with the Dolph, they're going to end up catching and finding, and everything is just going to take time because they still got to talk to Big Jook again and Gotti. They're going to basically get the subpoena to get Gotti and Black Youngster to speak up about who was riding in that Bentley, because now if you really look at it, they're going to probably try to throw it all on Moneybagg Yo. That's why Moneybagg and ESTG, they've been out of Memphis. They pulled up and started hanging out with Sauce Walker and everything like that. And so it's like they never hung out with Sauce Walker and them before, because Gotti ain't even cool with that dude. At first, they had to do everything Gotti had to do. And now they trying to distance themselves from Gotti because they know the CMG Rico is coming, due to the fact that there's so many things connected to what happened to Dolph that comes back on CMG or the people that's inside of it, including Black Youngster, who's best friends with Shondale. Shondale was the dude that drove Straight Drop when they were on the run. They literally caught him and Straight Drop together, but they let Shondale go because he pinned everything on Straight Drop and said that he was driving and was forced to drive. But then once they realized that Big Jook knows that Black Youngster and Shondale actually planned all that stuff out together, and they slid on Grove Hero Hood back in the day. So they already know, oh, they made a mistake letting Shondale go. He was out and basically hiding stuff for Big Jook. He was talking to Gotti, figuring out how they was going to be able to cover, a lot of things up, allegedly, right? And so what's going on is that then they started looking for, Shondale again. Once Big Jook told him that he's the one that did it, and that he was there that day and was driving and everything like that, then they wanted to look for him again. But so the thing is that now they got way more details after Yo Gotti's brother done told on everybody. So you got to understand that when the people from CMG, they thought that they was going to have loyalty. That's why they signed with them. They wanted the money, they wanted the fame, but they forgot all of the doing the right thing and doing the wrong thing. They threw that out the picture. They forgot about what you got to do to basically keep level and make it so that you don't end up having a bad reputation and get caught up with the CMG Rico. Because now, if they would have known this back then, they would have never signed up for it, because they're like, well, I don't want to be pinned into the CMG Rico just because I affiliate with Yo Gotti or they assigned to him or whatever. Because already you've seen what happened with YSL and Gunna and Thug and everything like that. Like, they actually said that they signed dudes to join the YSL beef and against YFN and everything like that. And it's the same exact situation with CMG, because it's very similar. They had a beef, a similar type of thing. It lasted a certain type of long time, and people actually got hit up in the streets. And if they didn't get hit up in the streets, maybe they wouldn't have looked into the Rico as much. But the fact that Young Dolph actually got hit up multiple times and they tried him 3 different occasions, and on the 3rd time, yeah, he got. But what that did is they built a paper trail of everything. Everything was on camera. They got testimony. Black Youngster even turned himself in for the 100 shots. So it goes to show that they already got connections with the beef that they had before when they tried him before. And so they already know who to look for and who to go to for the one that happened at the cookie shop. And that's why they're coming after CMG with the alleged Rico, because they already know that the Bentley was tied to the CMG. They already know about all the people that's involved, being like, you know, how Straight Drop was right there. And he got songs dissing Dolph and everything with Big Homie G and all them, who's all coming back to either Moneybagg Yo or Yo Gotti. And so whatever way you look at it, everybody ends up being a part of CMG. They got paid to do the things that they was doing, whether it was to make music, whether it was to do that security or this or that. So that's what it all comes back to. And they all gonna tell on each other because they don't have no reason to be loyal to each other no more. All that got thrown out the window when the first person told. They thought the person that they thought would never tell, which is Yo Gotti's brother that knows every piece of information. He's the guy that everybody goes to tell them what they did so they could find out how to maneuver around it and hide it and make sure they don't get caught. And so that's the guy that ended up telling. So he knows the play of what everybody was supposed to do, how much everybody got paid, who put the money on the head, how was it that they were able to follow Dolph, who was it that contacted the Makita's Cookies to figure out if he was coming or not, and who was it that made the fake phone call to Snoop Bands to make it look like he was actually still around, like using his phone that day when he was already like basically in the back of that cookie shop for over a day or two, allegedly. And a lot of people know that Big Moochie Grape interview was very, very, very sketchy because he was doing a whole lot of weird looking around movements. The dude was stuttering and couldn't answer the question the right way. And when they asked him specifically about when they got and landed to Memphis and who they linked up with and what they did the next day, why is it that he tried to diss Dolph 2 weeks before this? Just because he got mad that OG Bangwang ran up on him and hit a lick on him for his chain and the 50 bands that Young Dolph gave him in the purple Lambo truck. And so Big Moochie Grape, he wanted a second advance. He wanted another 50,000 as if the first one didn't count, just because he the one who slipped up and got caught lacking and got poked for 50 bands and 2 PRE chains. And that's how Straight Drop, Cornelius Smith and all of them, and JoJo Splat ended up getting the PRE chains because they had them out of nowhere. And when they found JoJo Splat in them, somebody hit him up to go buy him back. And that's when they set him up to get him, because they thought they was actually going to sell the PRE chains to somebody that wanted to buy them. Whole time, it was the same dude they hit a lick on that just hit him up with a new number and said that he was trying to buy him and said that he was from their hood. So when then they pulled up on him and got it back, that's how they took the PRE chains and diamond tested it and everything, and to make sure it was the exact ones, because all that had to be returned back to Dolph, people, and Daddy-O. Otherwise, Daddy-O was going to come personally send his own hit people to go and get the PRE chains back themselves, because he knows that he got to control everything because there's over $600,000 worth of jewelry that Dolph left behind to Key Glock, Jay Fizzle,